Vanessa Bryant has agreed to accept $28.85 million from Los Angeles County in exchange for ending her fight against accusing Los Angeles County for inappropriately releasing the photos from the helicopter crash where her husband and 8 other people lost their lives. It is just so unfortunate that someone who works for the county, supposed to be a state official working to protect the people of Los Angeles, decided to, and most likely they got money for it, sell these photos to the news media, and these photos were blasted all over the television screens, the internet, and it's so unfortunate that these photos will still be available for his children to see. You know, the tragic accident that killed not only their father, but their sister. And, you know, good for Vanessa for having the guts, the courage to stand up and fight for not only herself, her daughters, but for the other families who also lost their loved ones in this tragic accident. As we all know, well, if you don't already know, this was a 2-week civil jury trial that ended with her being awarded $15 million. But what the county did was they said, we're gonna give her an additional, we're gonna give them additional money to help the children and to prevent any lawsuits that may come about later if the kids decide to sue. The attorneys put out a statement, and this is the statement that they put out in regards to this case. She fought for her husband, her daughter, and all those in the community whose deceased family were treated with similar disrespect. We hope her victory at trial and this settlement will put an end to this practice. You know, put an end to this practice. You know what they're referring to. We are living in a day and age of social media when people are recording tragedies happening and posting it immediately to social media. There are people that are at crime scenes. There are people that are at crime scenes going live and posting gruesome video and photos on the internet. And some people, and especially celebrities, find out about the tragic loss of their loved one from the internet. We all know TMZ was live streaming it. CNN, I actually watched it live, and the entire time I watched the live stream of this crazy tragic accident, I just kept saying to myself, wow, I hope his whole family is not in, you know, this helicopter, because they kept saying, you know, multiple people, but they did not release the names. And it's just so unfortunate that in this day and age, everyone wants to hear the news right away, but there are people that this may affect long term. So I also want to take the time to acknowledge the other people who lost their lives in this tragic accident, because, you know, Kobe Bryant was so famous, so his name was blasted all over the internet. Everyone was, you know, memorializing him and showing love to him and his family, but he was not the only one that lost his life that day. It was 9 people who were on board and who were all killed, including the pilot. So, of course, we know Kobe Bryant, who was retired at the time, and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, was on the helicopter. A baseball coach by the name of John Altobelli, his wife, Kerry, and their daughter, Alyssa, Peyton Chester, and her mother, Sarah, third family now. Basketball coach Christina and the pilot were also on this flight. It is, you know, such a tragic case, and there were so many other families that were affected by this accident. And I just really hope that they were able to, you know, receive some of the funds from this settlement. Or maybe they have their own cases that they filed, but it's just such an unfortunate, you know, situation. And I'm just so happy, like I mentioned before, that Vanessa had the guts to, you know, fight this out, because this was a few years ago. And there's no amount of money that can bring Kobe Bryant back, But I think this settlement is going to do something for his kids. Yes, of course, we know he left them a fortune, but it'll just set them up for generations and their kids. So, you know, this is a crazy situation, and it's a very, very, very sad story. But I want you guys to chime in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this.